Do you know why?
Ted shrugged. Because you're generous?
Nope, I'm not that generous. I gave it to you because that's what it's worth. Nothing.
Ted tried to straighten him out. Grandpa, there are a lot of people in crossing trails that would line up to make the living we've made from that practice.
Sure, Ted, it's a good practice. But the problem, as I see it, is that you're not building much of a life to go with it. That's why that little blonde girl left you last year.
Ted tried to track his point. You mean Lisa? My wife? Grandpa Rains nodded. This one still hurt. Ted told his grandfather the same story he had been telling himself. Lisa left me for Thor, Grandpa. He was tall, blonde, handsome, and rich. If he'd asked me, I'd have left too. Wild Bill Rains pointed in the direction of his modest house and the old blue Cadillac sedan that squatted on the far left side of the driveway like an overgrown juniper bush.
You need to find a woman, a better one this time. Get married, start a family, and be more involved in the community. If you're not careful, you're going to end up like me, a grumpy old man left all alone. Is that what you want?
I could do worse.
Really?
I'm proud of you, Grandpa.
Maybe you shouldn't be.
He looked in the direction of the cemetery, where so many of his family members were laid to rest, and his voice became distant.
The wind will sweep over my grave just like it sweeps over the rest. I'm not sure my life has made much of a difference, one way or another.
Ted rested his hand on his grandfather's bony shoulder. Your life meant a lot to Grandma, Mom, and... He had never said it before, but not because he didn't mean it. And to me, too. The distance that had separated Ted and his grandfather over the last few years collapsed for a few silent seconds. The wind rattled the drought-damaged leaves and pushed dust across the county highway. Wild Bill Rains waited for whatever it was that was transpiring between them to pass. When it had, he picked through his thoughts and focused on what was most important.
Ted, happiness is not found in law books or knocking yourself out writing briefs. You have to find what is important to you beyond your work.
The idea of finding a hobby or a cause settled poorly. Grandpa, I'm doing what I want to do.
You may need to try harder. For starters, you need people in your life to make you happy.
I'm not ready for another wife. Lisa wore me out. My dog, Argo, is a great companion. I deal with people all day long. I like my time alone in the evenings and on weekends.
Ted, you're wrong. Clients aren't enough. You know that. I want you to realize the best life possible. You had better pull your head out of the sand and take a good hard look before it's too late.
I'm only 30. I've got a few more years. His grandfather's steely blue eyes seemed to pierce him. Grandpa Rains cranked the hand control on his geriatric go-kart and spun to the right.
If that's what suits you, fine. Stay here in crossing trails with your nose buried in books. Work night and day. It's your life to squander.
I don't think I'm squandering my life, Grandpa. I just don't want to take a vacation in your RV, that's all. His grandfather spun the scooter and, without looking back, spoke over his shoulder.
Have it your way.
Ted took a few steps after his grandfather. Okay, Grandpa, you win. I'll close the office, sell my house, and leave in the morning to find what's missing from my life. You take the criminal docket, and I'll ask Argo the Wonder Dog to handle the divorce cases. Grandpa Rains looked up to the cloudless blue sky that spread over the prairie like an endless sea. He realized he had pushed his grandson a bit too far.
You don't actually understand what this is about, do you, Ted?
Ted just shook his head, stared at the aged RV, and opened up to the possibility. Grandpa, even if I could go, do you really think the Chieftain would hold up for one more road trip?
Of course she will. Besides, where's your sense of adventure?
Ted let out a long, slow breath and wondered if his grandfather was right. He allowed his attitude to shift even further. Maybe in September, when the heat is past, Argo and I will take a trip to New Mexico. I've always wanted to go.